In the last couple of years, I've grown my freelance business over $20,000 per month and completed more than 3,000 orders on Fiverr alone. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to condense my 4 years of experience into a 3-step framework that you can follow to grow your online business. No matter where you're at currently, whether you're just starting out with 0 orders and getting absolutely no interest in your services, or you already have a small amount of paying clients each month, but just feel stuck and unable to progress forwards, this video's gonna help. The reason why 1 in 5 beginner freelancers fail within their first year is because they try to do too much too soon. They attempt to offer multiple services that they think are in demand and hope that one of those services is going to be the gold mine, which will see them working from a laptop under a palm tree somewhere, sipping on coconuts. Therefore, if you overwhelm yourself at the start, you're unlikely to get anywhere. Now, if you're in a position with no prior experience of freelancing, your number 1 priority should be to focus on one service that you can provide and post 3 similar but slightly different gigs on Fiverr. The goal here is to show yourself as a talent in whichever service that you provide, and with more gigs comes more eyeballs. And don't rush in the publishing of your gigs. Even though you can come back to them later and edit them, remember, your Fiverr gigs are essentially your business's storefront. And for most of you, you need to accept that your first gigs are not going to be perfect. In fact, they probably need some improvement, which you'll only notice after some market research of similar sellers in your category. Now, as for how to make each of your free Fiverr gigs different, don't overthink it. It can be as simple as just changing your target market for each gig. For example, let's say you're a logo designer. One gig is, I will create a professional corporate business logo for your law firm. Another might be, I will design a memorable modern logo. And the third could be, I'll develop a logo for children's brands. Overall, each gig is pretty much the same and provides exactly the same service. We're just marketing it differently so that it stands out as being great at one specific thing and not just your generic jack of all trades logo designer. Now, when I first started out, I launched 3 gigs, and one of them I titled Millennial Spokesperson, purely because nobody else had a title like it. And it wasn't until around 3 months after starting did I start adding additional gigs. And now I've been making videos for the last 4 years, and a lot has changed. The gigs that used to perform amazingly, such as green screen video gigs, just don't perform that well anymore. In fact, now one of my best performing are UGC videos. So it just shows that whatever service you offer, you need to keep changing with the times. Otherwise, you'll be left behind. Next, ask yourself, do you want to treat freelancing as a side hustle to make yourself an extra few $100? Or are you committed to making this an online business that within 6 months is going to be bringing you in $10,000 or more a month? Now, both options are valid and everyone wants something different, but it's essential to decide how seriously you want to take it, because starting a successful online freelancing business is not something that you can just spend 1 to 2 hours a day on, only to then complain that nothing is happening and you're not making any money. Because if it was that easy, then everyone would do it. With any freelance business, building a personal or professional brand for yourself is a must, and that alone takes a lot of commitment. Freelancing is a journey, and like any journey, you can end up getting lost or taking wrong turns. And you need to understand that the chances are you're going to make mistakes, or you're going to try something that doesn't pay off as well as you hoped. But without first trying, you're never really going to know. Many freelancers make a mistake, or they see their earnings starting to drop and they don't do anything. Instead, they think that they can just ride it out. And sure, if you're living at home with your mum and have no other commitments other than your Netflix subscription, then good for you. But if you've got a mortgage to pay and a family to take care of, then you need to always be improving and getting better. So when you do make the next wrong turn, getting back on track won't feel like such a mission. Now, when I see things are getting quiet with no new orders for a couple of days, or I lose some of my regular good paying clients, which in fact recently just happened when I broke off cooperation with a $3,000 a month client, I don't just sit here and wait for a miracle. Instead, I get proactive, as this is the time to improve the look of my services and re-engage with old clients who contacted me in the past or who I've worked with before. And eventually, you'll see that it pays off. Now, here are 3 key things that every Fiverr seller should do often. First is change and update your gig videos every 6 months. Second, regularly do market research in your category to see the level of your competition. And third, update your portfolio with more recent work every couple of months or so. Now, the aim is always to have your gig stand out from the competition and resonate with your target audience. Market research is one of the most effective strategies, and observing what other freelancers in your space are offering will give you the chance to provide the same service, but better. For example, recently I messaged a Fiverr seller and they had that automated message response active, something that I don't personally have right now. But in their message, which I thought was a nice touch, was a link to their portfolio. Now, this could have been made better had it not been just a YouTube channel link, but it's already given me the idea of something that I might actually want to implement. Now, finding these little golden eggs and taking inspiration from them is what's going to set you apart from all the others. Being good at what you offer won't be enough to sell it if you don't present it well and make it look like it's worth spending money on. And once you have that nailed, it's time to enlist a professional thumbnail designer for your gig and give up trying to be creative with Canva by yourself. Remember, each gig needs to be optimized. Think about where a potential client will look first when they click onto your gig. Thumbnail, video, price, and packages. Then lastly, the description. And to get them to click on your gig in the first place, it's all about the thumbnail and the price. Finally, client satisfaction is an essential metric that will help rank your Fiverr gig. Forget SEO, which people believe makes a big difference, because it doesn't. It's about getting orders and making sure those clients are happy enough that they leave you a 5-star review, because those 5-star reviews are going to be the main thing that's going to help rank your freelancing business on the first page of Fiverr. But just remember, with every client, set clear expectations and don't overpromise on things like delivery times, as it can easily backfire. With another example being how a client of mine cancelled a $750 order on me a week ago without even speaking to me first, all because I was a day late on the delivery. Now, if you follow those 3 steps as a new freelancer, then it will significantly increase your chances of being one of the successful online freelancers. And for established freelancers looking to elevate their business, using some of the points that I've just mentioned should see you break whatever monthly earnings barrier you're currently stuck at. Now, keep in mind that I've achieved outrageous success by implementing these points into my online business, with new orders coming in pretty much every day. But if you want to see the trick that I use where I paid Fiverr to earn over $53,000, then go ahead and check out this video on screen right now.